This is Victor at restoremercedes.com. This video is for Mark in Pennsylvania. 500 SEL 1992. So I finally got to work on that valve in the oil filter housing. I finally removed it. This is a little different from the E-Class V8. It's actually a little more things to do. The engine is risen up. The engine mount, as you can see, is risen as well. Now the engine mount is cracked. You can see the crack over there. I don't know if the camera picks it up. I can barely see it. As you can see, that's a split on the engine mount. Whatever oil you see here, this is residual from the oil filter housing that sits in there. And it's quite a large object. It's difficult to remove. So I had to loosen up the dipstick, the oil dipstick over here, and I had to loosen up the air pump and raise the engine up, because there was physically no room to get it out. It came out from the top. So let's go look at the housing itself. So this is our housing. It's all like oily and whatnot. I don't see much of sludging in here. It's just normal working condition. The valve, this is a valve. This is the early style again. The neck is short, and it's obviously, as you can see, I can just like move it around. As you can see, it's totally loose, so oil will drain. It's unavoidable. It will drain down, so it's definitely needed to be replaced on these early engines. The newer valve is longer. Let me just see if I can show you the newer valve style. This is the newer valve. So this is an updated version. Let's see if I can show you the newer version of the valve and its neck. So as you can see, the neck on the valve is much longer, so the valve always gets in and it sits in straight, whereas this valve, for example, as you can see, the pins stick out and it can actually get stuck in any position, left or right. But of course the O-ring is also perished, so obviously oil drains. When I get this car in the shop and I put it on the lift and I wanted to actually suck out the oil from oil filter housing, there was like barely any oil left. It just drains right away. It's just not a good thing. It has to be done. So this is the valve, this is the ring, a clip, the spring, and the actual body of the actual valve itself. That's the valve body. So that's what we're doing here. And so that's what I'm gonna do now. Next thing is to do the oil level sensor seal, which is leaking badly. That little thing right there you see over there, that's the one that is leaking bad. And also valve covers are leaking badly here too, but that's to be done when the timing guides and timing chain is being repaired, because right now it's going to be double work for no reason really. I mean, they have to be removed again, so might as well do it when time comes. So that's basically where we are at the moment. Obviously there's a bunch of oil residue here and there because the valve, the oil filter housing has oil in it, and it's not going to be, I mean, I drain as much as I can with the suction pump right here, but that's the most I could have gotten out, and whatever rust residual came out. But it was dirty by itself anyhow. As you can see, the filter housing, the way it looks, it's all oily anyway. So I'm going to go clean it right now. All right, so this is quick update. This is Victor at restoremercedes.com. Thank you for watching. Victor here again at restoremercedes.com. This is the second part for Mark in Pennsylvania, 92 500 SEL. So what we have here is we have oil pan removed now, and like I said, I did the valve inside the oil filter housing, cleaned it up. I put new oil pressure sending unit, and now this, I just cleaned it up a little bit. The engine is all right. Just want to show you the infamous O-ring, which is this one right here. This is the oil level sender. Oil level, that's the pressure, this is the level, it sits in that hole right there. So that's the seal that I need to replace, and I have to do engine oil sump gasket twice because this piece is broken. It's 6 o'clock at night, so obviously you cannot really find this thing, so I'm going to have to install remove and reinstall the actual pan, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. The engine also has to be risen to do this. As you can see, engine mounts are disconnected. And on the other side, I mean, you can do without, but this is extremely difficult because the front bolts are they're right above the frame, so you can't really have much space there. There's no space there. You can do it, but it's very difficult. So I have to assemble the top. So most interesting situation is what's in the pan. So first thing is the metal shavings. Obviously they will be there after all these years. You're gonna have some shavings here and there. See, these are undisturbed. I'll try to zoom on these. Some of them are copper, as you can see. Some of them are shiny. But of course the engine ran so many miles, so some of them will be present. These are the these are the chain guides. As you can see, they're like all broken here. They accumulate in the pan, of course. And some of them are pretty much in the engine somewhere, but in little crannies. But these are the ones that fell in the pan. So chain guides, chain itself is in order, has to be done. As you can see, here they are, obviously plastic. So that's basically what I found in the pan. And the actual oil sump screen, this is a little extension. It's supposed to sit somewhere like right around here. As you can see, the imprint, so it sits somewhere around here. So it needs to be here, so it sucks oil from very bottom. So if you're low on oil, you can still suck it in. If it's missing, the oil level has to be high. It has to be like up to here, which I'm going to get to that level to drive the car today, but obviously it will have to be addressed. It's been broken already when I got there, so it's not really that I broke it when it was removed. The pan was removed. It was already broken, so it doesn't really matter, but it just needs to be replaced. Okay, so that's in order. All right, so this is basically all for now, so we'll just do that. The oil is right there. We're gonna use 040 because customer has synthetic oil, but 530, I like to have 040 in these engines. So that's just my preference, really. 40 weight when it's hot is better for worn engine versus 30 weight, which is the thing. So that's why I'm thinking 40 weight is going to be great. So I'm replacing the O-ring here, put the sensor back in, using the old gasket, that's going to remain. And then I'm going to remove it, replace the screen extension. It's like a little adapter. And I'm going to leave this be. I'm just going to add oil like up to here somewhere. So obviously it's going to be sucking in. So it'll be fine. Because it's been like that for quite a long time, I assume. Because nobody removed this oil sump, so it will be like that. Okay, so I'll wrap it up. I gotta get going. So this is it. This is Victor at historymercedes.com. Thank you for watching.